Hey folks, Valentin the Mad here, and today we'll be looking at the response mechanics in Alan Wake 2. So first up, there is no dismemberment. It is pretty odd since you do have the shotgun that you get from pretty early on, and it is just asking to blow off some hands, limbs, but what you have instead is the multiplayer system, to which we'll get later in the video. The first non-dismembering response I want to get to is the wounds, and I absolutely love the ones for the pistol. There is a hole, and a very good amount of splatter directly around it, which looks very nice. Interestingly, it actually uses a pre-made overlay for this feature. I did a few tests and these droplets kind of give it away. As viewers here know, this kind of a feature usually makes the response look just generic. It often gets in the way of what could have otherwise been a very nice response, but as you can see, here that isn't the case. Whatever they did, in my opinion, works quite well. You always have the epicenter around the point of impact, and the additional splatting is usually very gradual, so good stuff all around. On heavier coats, you have a soaked type of response, which also looks very decently well. And the base response for the shotgun is also quite nice. The main issue is that for the face shots, you get this soaked kind of response. Ideally, for this type of hit, you would have some form of streaks, as you can see here on this pre-made knife in face guy, and they don't have to be running down dynamically. Even the splatter response we've seen earlier would have been a better fit for this instance. Now, to the multiplayer damage, you have one layer below the top one of muscle and bones. Sometimes it can deliver fun feedback. Yes, this is not what bullets do, but it can feel quite satisfying in combat. However, there are issues. So first up, the bottom layer includes undamaged eyeballs and teeth. Now if you are going for a comedic effect, for a comedic break from the heavy story, I mean sure, why not, but for feedback, it really shouldn't look like this. And the second one is of course the overactivation of multiplayer damage. Even the pistol can blow out large chunks, which it really shouldn't be doing. I imagine the reason for it is how uncommon the combat is, and going in, I really didn't expect it to be that rare. You know the games where I have lots of fighting, and the occasional story beat here and there where characters discuss stuff, and basically give some context to the next 30-40 minutes or so of slaughter? This one is kind of the opposite. Lots of walking, a fair bit of dialogues, loads of riddle solving and such, with combat being that occasional sequence. So my theory is, they made a cool feature of multiplayer damage, they wanted to have it seen, and they've gone way too far with the activation. The crossbow one is particularly obscene. A way to support the channel is the Bela Konenka artwork store. The art is by my mom, I'm handling the fulfillment, and the featured painting in this video is the Dodge Challenger. The car itself belongs to Ryan Van Poederoen, who was the longtime drummer of Devin Townsend. He's now making very awesome music in his band Monolith, and I have been working with him on drum programming for my stuff as well. So, when he got it, he put up a bunch of photos on social media of his new ride, Of course, I immediately email him basically asking if he minds if we use it as a reference for prints on our store, and here you have the result. An absolutely glorious car with Vancouver, Canada in the background. As I mentioned, we have prints and now we have mugs as well, so if you want to support the channel and get something directly from me, the links are in the description. On to the blood spilling. As for the good, seems like you generally have a stain for every or almost every hit. For the pistols, those do look very nice and they deliver the kind of feedback you can expect. And when going over footage, I saw some chunks stick to an invisible wall after a shotgun shot. Now as for the rest. So, on shotgun shots you have a large splash, followed by blood pouring down, the result of which seems to be the pistol stain. Yeah, basically everything about that is underwhelming. There are no blood pools for anything that isn't a pre-made body. The initial response is all you have. And bodies vanish pretty much as soon as you walk away. Now they have the story reasons to justify it, but in my opinion, if they are real enough to hurt the player, they are real enough to leave puddles, and they are very much real enough to stay if the player's machine can handle the aftermath. As for the animations, you have a very basic response. Hit animations, death animations, no advanced functionality here. And you have this animation to repel a grab attack if you have a flare. So, won't blow you away, but it does deliver basic feedback very reasonably well. In conclusion, if you are like me and you're mainly looking for a combat experience with a nice atmosphere, this game is not for you. I really did not enjoy making this one. However, for a game where combat is like towards the bottom of the priority list, gotta say I'm quite impressed by some of the features. The wounds are very cool and the multiplayer damage can deliver fun feedback at times. The initial stains for the pistols are also not bad at all. Frankly, I covered games here that advertise themselves as being gritty, gory, brutal, whatever, and they don't have nearly as much attention to detail. So, overall, if the experience is for you, I think the response mechanics, as flawed as they very much are something you'll still kind of appreciate and will have some fun with. That is it for this one. Do let me know how you feel in the comment section, and subscribe for more content coming your way soon. Until next time.